What's up, guys? Welcome back to another video. My name is Richard. This is Slasher and Collectibles. Today we have the 1/6 scale Asmus Toys Ash Williams figure. Is this as bad as what they say? I don't know. Let's find out. Alright guys, so I have the product page pulled up here. I'm just using the Sideshow website to take a look at the figure, but there are other sites that actually sell this figure. So let's just take a quick look at it. So we are coming in at a $350 price point. With shipping, it was around 400 bucks. It is only limited to 666 pieces, so if you want the luxury edition, it is still currently available. So there was a lot of controversy around this, so I think a lot of people who actually had the pre-order went ahead and canceled. I hope they put some effort into fixing the things that were wrong with it. I really wanted an Ash figure in my collection, so I'm hoping that they went ahead and just fixed everything. I just kept my pre-order just so I can take a look at it and review it for you guys, and so I just went ahead and kept the pre-order. There's also a collector's edition if you want to go that route, which comes in at $198. Main difference is that you just don't get the base with it. But let's just take a quick look at everything that it comes with. So here on the promotional pictures, it looks really good on the promotional pictures, so I'm hoping we get something like this. You get everything that you think an Ash Williams figure should come with. You get the chainsaw, the boomstick, you get the Book of the Dead, and you also get a cool Deadite figure head sculpt. I think that I'm probably going to be using that one for it just because I like the way it looks, but we'll kind of take a look at the review and see which one looks better throughout the entire review. So I'm just going to go ahead and jump in the unboxing and we'll take a look at the figure. Alright, so here is the box for the Ash Williams figure. This is the deluxe version one, but the other piece just came in a styrofoam piece. Let's go ahead and take a quick look at here. Here you got Ash Williams right here, and then we have the Ash Williams text right down there. They didn't fix this part. We still get the misspelled word on the box. I wish they would have went through and fixed this. For the amount of money that we pay for these things, small mistakes like this, just for me, is unacceptable. I think they should have paid a little bit more attention to detail when they were putting this stuff up. But here we go. It's got the Ash Williams logo right there. You got the 1/6 scale collectible action figure with the Evil Dead logo here, as well as the Asmus Toys logo there at the top. When you flip it over to the side, you have Evil Dead 2. Dead by Dawn, and then on the other side, same thing, Evil Dead, but you do have the figure that kind of wraps around over here. Here on the back, you have all the legal information. It also says thank you for choosing Asmus Collectibles. This is a slide out style box, so you can just go ahead and slide it out like this. So the good thing about here, at least they spelt right here correctly. It does say Ash Williams there at the bottom, and you have the Evil Dead logo here. And then same thing on the side, they did spell it correctly right there, as well as here on the other side. So you have a nice layout right here of the figure and all the accessories and stuff that it comes with. And then on the back, you have the Evil Dead logo here and an image right here, which looks to be the Book of the Dead. So I'm going to go ahead and unbox everything. We'll pull it out and see what it looks like. So this is the luxury edition. This is the base for it. The base actually has some pretty good weight to it, but I'll get into that in a second. But one thing I do want to show you is that they did give you a Ash Williams sticker to go over the box. I think this is a lazy way to fix it, but at least they try to fix this part. So I'm assuming this one right here is for the base. The base also has the eye missing, so it just says Ash Williams, but they do give you a sticker to go over it. Again, just kind of, for me, this figure was like 400 bucks, and it's just kind of a lazy way to do it. I wish they would have went back and actually fixed everything on it. They did delay the release. It took me a long time to get this, but they should have took that time and just reproduced new boxes and a new base for the people who actually bought this thing. So let's go ahead and take a quick look. So here's the base. Again, it has some really good texture to it. I actually really like this base on it. It looks really nice. You have the wood texture right here. The paint applications on the wood actually looks like wood, and you have all of this damaged pieces right here that look actually pretty good. You also have a lock that goes right here, and then a chain right here for the trap door, and then the Henrietta figure sits right inside there. You also got some pretty good detail in here as well. The wood texture comes throughout this entire piece. A little bit darker inside here than you get on the top. If you look at the front, you have the Evil Dead 2 logo right here with the tree branches throughout the entire piece. The base, I think they actually did a really good job on this base. I haven't actually looked at the figure yet, but so far I do like the base. Just some small nitpick stuff that they should have paid a little bit more attention to detail for on the box. And then we'll get to the Henrietta figure here in a second. And then if you flip it over to the bottom, you have the Asmus logo right there, and then the Evil Dead 2 logo here at the bottom. Let me see if I can get that light out of the way for you. And then you also have the backdrop right here. The backdrop is also pretty nice. The textures are really good throughout the entire piece. You have the nails that are silver that are hammered into the other pieces of wood, which is a pretty nice touch on this. And then if you flip it over, the texture still continues throughout the back, which I really like. They didn't just make it a flat piece. You also have this piece right here. This is going to set right inside there, so it'll give you a nice place to hold the grip here. So pretty easy to put together. You just set it right inside here, and then this piece sits right on top. And then this piece right here will hold it right in place for you. And then if you want to, you can go ahead and put the backdrop on. And then you'll have the whole piece right here. I'll show you more once we get into the actual posing section, but I just kind of want to show you guys really quick on how that all sits together. So the first Henrietta piece that we have, I'm going to show you this thing. This thing does not look good at all. So the paint applications look super cheap. The hair is completely missing on this, but they did go back and give us a new Henrietta figure, which looks a lot better. But just take a look at this thing. From the promotional pictures they gave us, this looks nothing like it. But here is the new updated one. The textures and paint applications actually look a lot better on this one. There's a lot more paint detail, as well as the hair that they added on top of the sculpt here. Even the arm, just the skin in general, just looks 1,000 times better than the one that they would have sent with it. You have the blood and the ripped hands. They look really nice. The blood detail looks good. Let me just put these two together really quick, and then you guys can see the difference between the two. All right, here they are side by side. You can definitely see the difference between the two pieces that we got. If I would have just got this one, I would have been extremely unhappy. This one is a one full piece as well, where this piece right here is actually two separate pieces where you can actually take off the hand here and move it around, where this one is just kind of static in place. But just look at the difference between these two sculpts. Alright guys, so I'm going to go ahead and get into the figure. I'm going to clean this up and we'll bring the figure out. Alright guys, so I have everything laid out here. So let's go ahead and take a quick look at the hands really quick. You do get 5 sets of hands with it. You have some that are on there right now, and a couple different ones to hold the different accessories and stuff that he comes with, if you want to use the boomstick or the chainsaw or whatever you want to use. So let's just go ahead and take a quick look at one of these really quick. So this right here is what the hand looks like. They actually did pretty good job with the hands. Detail wise and sculpt wise, not very good, but the paint applications, I actually really like these ones. I really like the dirt and stuff that are kind of around it. They did a good job with that, but they're kind of basic for a hand sculpt. There's not too much detail in them. Let's go and take a quick look at a different one to see if there's any more detail in any of these other ones. Yeah, pretty much the same thing. There's not much detail. You do get a little bit of detail in the palm of the hand, but overall not too much. But the paint applications, they did do a really good job on that. So let's go ahead and take a quick look at the rest of the stuff that he comes with. So the first thing we're going to take a look at is the boomstick. Pretty good job, I think, overall for this one. You have the brown wooden texture right there. This is all plastic. It does move out like this as well, so you can open it up and you can see the shotgun shells right inside there. So they did pretty good with that, as well as the barrel looks pretty nice with the worn out metal going throughout the entire thing. All right, let's go take a look at the chainsaw. So you have the chainsaw right here. This thing does move around like this. This is intentional only because, so you have this piece right here that you can actually pull the handle, and the chainsaw actually moves back and forth and up and down. So that just gives it a little bit of wiggle room to move the chainsaw back and forth. For the overall textures, it looks all right. You got some blood splatter going throughout the entire piece. I feel like the chainsaw is a little bit dark, but overall it doesn't look too bad. You got some nice rust and metal textures that look pretty good throughout here. Overall, I don't think it's too bad. I don't like how it moves. I wish they would have engineered a different way to do this, but I get why they did it, so it's not too, it doesn't bother me too much. All right, so let's go ahead and take a look at the Kandarian dagger. This is kind of like a rubbery piece, so it does move around a lot. Here you can see the skull that's right here and some nice texture throughout here. This piece right here doesn't look too bad. I think overall this piece looks pretty good. I just don't like how flimsy this part is, but that, again, doesn't bother me too much. Overall, it looks really nice. And then we also have the Book of the Dead. You can see the face right here. They did some pretty nice sculpting with this piece. I think this piece is actually a really nice touch to it. Best part about this is that you can actually open this piece up and you have all of the text and images inside the book here. I really like that they did it. Most of the time you'll just get a piece like this and it'll be completely closed and it'll just be like plastic. So you do get this rubber type material on top of it, and then you actually get paper with the images. So let's go ahead and take a quick look at the zombie hand here that it comes with. This one actually has a lot more detail than the regular hand. You can see the bones and stuff throughout the entire piece. You also have some rips and some blood that goes inside here, as well as the bone that kind of sticks out right there at the bottom. So overall, this piece is actually really nice. I like what they did with it. I wish they would have took some of the detail that they put in here and put them into the regular hands. And the last thing that we're going to take a look at on this side is the wraparound that you can put as if he had a wounded hand. You can put that right there inside his hand, and you have the wraparound cloth that goes around the entire hand. All right, so let's go ahead and jump over to this side. Let's go ahead and take a quick look at the base here. This base is, it's okay for what it is. Again, they did misspell right here, Ash Willems, but they gave you that sticker. I'm not going to use this one anyway since I got the luxury edition. I'm just going to use the thing that it came with. But if you guys just get the regular one, you're going to be stuck with this with just the sticker on top there. And then here is the holder. You have the, I think it says Asmus. Yeah, it has Asmus Toys right there with a little bit of sculpting in here. Most of the times, figures just have a regular post that you can stand in, so it's kind of nice that they add a little bit of detail inside here. Let's go ahead and take a look at the Linda figure. I wish they would have updated this a little bit as well. The community was pretty loud about the Henrietta figure, but I think with all of the controversy and stuff on it, they kind of missed this piece right here. This could definitely use some paint application updates. This one kind of looks like the original Henrietta figure that we got, just with some hair on there. So I wish they would have updated this too, so the paint applications look better. I don't really like this one. Maybe I'll try to do a repaint on it, but right now it just looks really basic. Paint applications, nothing too crazy to go over. Here, I do like this part right here. You have the sculpt inside the neck, which looks really nice. I do not like this right here. There's two different colors that they put for actually setting on the hair, and they have this big seam right here that goes around the entire back of the head, which I think they could have just made this one whole piece. And you also have this seam right here. I don't know if you guys can see it on the camera, but there is a seam that goes down her entire side of the face right here, which I just wish they would have updated this as well, and we could have got something better out of this. Just because the amount that this thing cost, they should have gave us a lot more detail. And when they went back and did the Henrietta figure, they should have updated this one as well. All right, so the best overall head sculpt that I think that this thing comes with is the Deadite Ash head. This thing looks absolutely awesome. I love the paint applications on it. I love the sculpt on it, how you have the eyes sunken in. It looks fantastic. I think they did a really good job on this one. I kind of wish they just would have went all out with like they did with this figure, or not this figure, but this head with the rest of the entire piece, just because I think this one is so good compared to everything else that it comes with, especially just the kind of detail in here. Like if you look at this head sculpt, we'll get a little bit more detail in it, but you have a almost like cartoonish like, where this one looks more realistic. So they did a really good job. I'm probably going to be using this head just because out of everything that it comes with, this is probably my favorite piece that it has. And the last piece before we actually get into the figure is a ripped up shirt. I don't know what it looks like with it on, but just looking at this, it looks fine. You have some tears over here. It does look a little bit like cut and not natural tears, which is just kind of a nitpick for the figure itself though. But overall, I think it looks fine. You have the blood splatter across the shirt. That actually looks pretty good, I think. And then the back, you have it throughout the entire piece here too. I'm gonna have to go look at the movie, but this kind of looks too well placed. I wish it would have been a little bit more random on the shirt here. So let's go ahead and take a look at the figure here now. The first thing I want to look at is the head sculpt. I'm kind of disappointed in this head sculpt. It looks okay, but it looks really cartoony to me. The promotional pictures that we got was a lot more realistic, where this one looks more like... So if you guys seen the Ash video game, this is kind of what this piece reminds me of. Like they designed this off of the Ash video game, but in the promotional pictures, you have a lot more realistic look to it. And I kind of wish they would have went with that instead of this more cartoony look, which is why I'm going to be using the Deadite head sculpt. I just feel like it looks a lot better than this head sculpt right here. It's not bad, but again, I didn't want a cartoony Ash figure. I wanted a realistic Ash figure to go into the collection, so I'm definitely going to be switching it out. As for the hair sculpt is fine. It kind of goes with the aesthetic throughout the entire piece here. And then the blood splatter looks okay, but again, everything on this thing just looks really cartoony to me, so if I'm reviewing this off a cartoony looking style face, then it looks fine. But if it was more realistic, I'm highly disappointed in what I actually got. You get a blue shirt with it. Overall, it looks okay. It doesn't look too bad. Fits kind of nicely. You also get some brown pants here, which fits the figure really nice. And then here is the sculpted boots that you get. See, yeah, you actually have some articulation here in the ankle, which I was kind of thinking that you wouldn't, just because the boot is one piece, but they left enough room to go ahead and get some articulation here. I can already tell this figure is really loose. Just looking at this right here, his leg just falls right down, so I'm gonna have to kind of play with it a little bit. But the body to me is pretty flimsy so far, which is kind of a disappointment. I was hoping for at least a stiffer body that I could actually use. Maybe it's just, oh yeah, it's actually just because it's ratcheted joints. So you have the ratcheted joints, which is actually a really nice touch there. But again, it's still kind of loose compared to some of the other ratcheted joints. I wish it would stay just in place instead of you have that wiggle throughout the entire legs here. As for your knees, pretty stiff, but you do get some pretty good articulation inside the knee joint. And your shoulders, pretty good. You also got the ratcheted joints in the shoulder. And then really good movement throughout the elbow joint here. All right, let's go ahead and take a quick look at the back. You have the boomstick sheath right here. It's all leather, feels like leather. I know it's not leather, but you have a leather type material that you can put the boomstick in. And here it is overall, man. This is what we got for $400. I like the figure if it would have been probably half the price of what we actually got. And then all of the stuff all these small mistakes with the misspelling name, the head sculpt that we got that looks more cartoony than the actual realistic version. This thing should have not have been what I paid for it. It should have been probably half of the price of what I actually paid for this thing. But I don't know. We'll see. Let's go ahead and just do some poses, kind of see what it looks like posed up. Maybe it'll look better with different lighting. So I'll go ahead and just pose it up. Try to get the best poses I can out of this thing so we can actually see what it looks like all posed up. Thank you guys so much. I hope you guys enjoyed the review of the 1/6 scale Asmus Toys Ash figure. There's a lot of stuff that I do like about it and a lot of stuff that I don't like about it. So just let me know down below if you guys are going to be picking this up, and I'll see you guys all in the next video.